Smokepit Fairytales by Trip Ainzwolf. Chapter 12. Mustache Party. I had gotten orders to leave 1st Marine Division Combat Camera and report to Camp Pendleton's base unit. The same things would happen there work-wise, except for there'd be no deployments, no field work, just mundane base exercises. I don't know what to think of it, I said to the boys. Ecialr, Doc, and I were driving down to San Diego's gas lamp district for my unofficial going-away party. On one hand, I wouldn't have to go on any deployments, but I didn't join the Marine Corps to sit around on my ass and not do anything.
Plus, you're gonna have to work with all those non-deploying faggot-ass bitches.
Ecialr chimed in.
They really that bad?
Doc asked. Think of it this way. I turned in my seat. We're in the same MOS as the base guys. But we go out and do shit and don't get promoted because we've been deployed and didn't have a chance to run a good PFT or shoot on the range, while these base fucks get to go on boards and keep up on bullshit training that shouldn't matter but does. And they're all sergeants before any of the division guys pick up corporal.
And it's almost all chicks.
They're not all women. I flicked my cigarette out the window. But it should be chill. Doc's Mustang screamed down I-5. Ecialr leaned forward so he wouldn't be forgotten in the conversation.
Have you guys been out in SD yet since you've been back?
Not really.
No.
Dude, there's like 1 million aliens down here.
What? What's that about?
I don't know, man. That's just where they went.
All of them?
Nah, they spread out all over the planet. Their mothership or whatever is still floating around in orbit. But little colonies came down here and planted themselves all over the place.
And the government's cool with this.
Well, the government's cool with the aliens from Mexico.
I don't know. I saw something on the news about them trading technologies for rent or some shit.
What do they look like? I haven't seen them on TV or anything except for some pictures. They're just green, right?
Yeah, they look like us, except they all have green skin.
I raised an eyebrow and said, I always thought that if there was going to be aliens out there, that they'd look so different they'd have to, CGI them into movies instead of just, painting a dude green. Are they at least a little midget-like and short like a Christmas elf?
No, they're about the same size as us.
Doc grimaced.
That's lame. You'd think God would be more creative than that.
And what if I don't believe in God?
Doc rolled his eyes.
Then I'd think that evolution would have diversified the dominant species of planets throughout the universe. And learned to take a joke.
I was joking, dude.
Ecialr patted Doc on the shoulder. We drove through downtown San Diego. There were about as many green people walking around as there were regular people. They looked just like everyone else, minus the skin. Their hair colors were more vibrant, but they were still shades of yellow, red, orange, brown, and black. They all had light-colored eyes and thick freckles.
This is weird.
Doc pulled into a parking garage down the street from the Padres Stadium.
They're usually really nice, though.
Even if they are dicks, there's no place I'd rather be than California. I know Californians catch a lot of flack about being tools, but, I haven't met that many of them, I said as Doc parked the car.
They're probably all up north.
Doc killed the engine and stepped out. When we were all out, Doc locked the door.
Hold on a minute, guys.
He walked to the front of the vehicle and squatted.
Damn it.
What?
Jessica's pissing antifreeze all over the damn place.
Will she be alright for the ride back?
Yeah. But we're probably going to get too trashed to drive and have to get a hotel tonight anyway.
True that. We walked down to a place called the Kilt. It was kind of like an Irish Hooters, except the women were all, attractive and the food was good. We sat at the heavy black wood bar. Doc and I ordered stouts. Ecialr got an IPA.
So, have you guys heard of that transvestite prostitute squatting in the old Motor T barracks?
What?
Yeah, apparently it was living in the barracks room selling meth to some guys. The barracks duty caught him and called PMO.
How the fuck did she get on base?
I don't know, man. Fuck, I don't even know what to call it.
Yeah, especially all the way up in Margarita. That's like the middle of Pendleton. Did he walk? Ecialr took a sip of his beer.
Well, I think if they're pre-up and still have their schlong, there's still a heat, but I don't know.
What if they've already got tits? The barmaid eyeballed us from the other end of the bar. She wore a skippy Catholic scroll girl short skirt uniform. Her cleavage protruded through a conveniently placed hole in her blouse. I pretended not to notice the look she was giving us and made a mental note.
Well, what do you call someone who has a sex change and then bangs people from their original gender?
I don't know. Fucked up in the head?
Yeah, but what if they're hot?
Like if a chick turned her twat inside out and banged chicks with it? Or just grew her clit out to be 8 inches long and made other chicks suck it?
Doc took a sip of his beer.
Maybe. Or like if a dude swapped his schlong out for a pussy and then had other dudes pound it.
A fucking sailor would ask that question.
Fuck you.
Doc finished his stout. We joked about the tranny situation for a few more minutes until the barmaid came to ask if we needed any more beer.
I'll take another.
What about you?
The barmaid asked me. Well, actually, I have a question.
What's that?
She probably expected a question about what's on the menu. If a gay dude's watching a porno, is he jacking off to the dude sucking dick or the guy getting his cock sucked? Without missing a beat, she responded,
Don't know. Ask your sailor buddy.
What the fuck?
"Oh, I like you." I handed her a $20 bill. The barmaid smiled and shoved the money in her bra.
Stout, right?
Yes, ma'am. We drank and got rowdy at the Kilt for a few hours before stumbling out to find another venue. We weren't super drunk, but we were beyond tipsy. Ecialr was on his phone telling his girlfriend goodnight. Hey, Doc.
Yeah, man?
You ever talk to Reagan anymore?
Not really. She won't answer my calls. She didn't block me on anything on the internet, but she doesn't respond to my messages. You talk to Kennedy at all?
No, she, changed her number. Moved. I punched myself in the chest and belched. I don't know what the fuck's up, man. I mean, I know what the fuck's up with not wanting to talk to me, but I don't know where she went or anything. It's weird.
What's weird?
Well, after I put it together that Kennedy and I were through, I didn't really miss her.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went right back to missing the chick I dated before that.
Satin?
Yep.
I know what you mean, man. I got a chick kind of like that.
What's the story with that one again?
There was this chick. Her name's Alice. I used to date her sister, and then I ran around with her for a while. We never got into anything serious, but it was love at first sight with her. She never paid me the time of day.
Nah, there's a million chicks like that, man.
Yeah, but I think this chick's fucking with me. Like, before every deployment I go on, she tells me to write her, so I do, and send letters with my fucking return address on them, and she never so much as sends a postcard back.
That's cold, man. You'd think she'd at least pretend to be your friend.
Yeah. She'll want to hang out whenever I go home and leave, and if I bring home a girl that's got bigger tits than her, Alice gets all jealous about it. Then I'll look her up on Facebook or wherever, and she's always dating some greasy fucking losers. I don't get it. It's like, I'm sorry you couldn't fit time into your busy schedule to write me a letter.
Man, fuck that bitch. If she don't want to pay you attention, our buddies Jameson and Guinness will.
That's why I like you, man. You're always looking at the brighter side of things.
Women don't matter. They come and go. Or they come and you stab their dad in the fucking neck. But at least alcohol will always be there for you. We found our way to another Irish pub called The Field. It was a hike. Doc and I smoked a few more cigarettes while Ecialr finished his phone call. So this one time I banged this Air Force chick. I was at her place fucking her on the couch. Her phone rings and she picks it up and says, "Oh, Brandon, what's up?" Then she rolls her eyes and says, "No, I'm not cheating on you. I'm sorry you had a bad dream."
No way.
I swear to God, man. Then when we were done, there was a Rubik's Cube under the lamp that was solved, right? I picked it up and rearranged the colors. Then this chick grabs it and 2 moves fixes the thing. Ecialr put away his phone. "Hey, how's your girlfriend, dude?"
She's good.
What's her name?
Virginia, but people call her Ginny.
Cool.
We walked into the field. It looked like the inside of a medieval tavern. Rumor had it that a barn from Ireland was brought over plank by plank. There was a bunch of aliens in the place. They're all drinking and having a good time. We ordered more beer and dinner. The field had good corned beef. The evening went on and we found ourselves entertaining a bachelorette party. They were all wearing fake glue-on mustaches. I think we were invited because we were the only other people at the bar with facial hair. The bachelorette was an obese Mexican chick. She was cute and had gigantic tits, but I had a suspicion that if her bra was taken off, they'd roll down over her beer gut and slap her shins. She was putting shot glasses between her breasts, and people took turns taking the shots until it was just Doc doing it solo. One of the bachelorette's friends wrangled me up. She was about 6 inches taller than I was, with long platinum blonde hair and a fake handlebar mustache. She looked like she could have been Hulk Hogan's sexy twin sister.
So your friend really likes Samantha.
The jolly blonde giant said. Is that her name? I thought it was Fu Manchu with a mustache.
What's your name again?
Hank. You?
Gloria.
Well, that fits. With the golden hair and all. Glorious. Gloria smiled and moved her body closer to mine.
That's a nice thing to say.
I wrapped my arms around her waist. Well, I'm a nice kind of guy. I pulled her in so that her hips were touching. Well, her hips and my belly. Her white dress was soft, and I liked the way it slid against my jeans. We swayed back and forth to the rhythm of the music. She put her chin on my shoulder. It was kind of awkward doing the grind dance with a chick that was tall enough to be the big spoon. I saw Doc and the balloon woman bachelorette disappear into the back of the bar. I kissed Gloria's clavicle. She said into my ear,
I might actually like you, Hank.
"Oh yeah?
You're sweet.
Oh, no, we can't have that.
No. Are you going to get rough with me?
Well, that all depends on how sturdy your dresser is.
Well, I just have to make sure Samantha gets home alive, and then we can go see how you stack up.
Yeah, she disappeared with Doc. They could be anywhere.
Doc's an interesting name.
Well, that's not his real name. He's a corpsman.
A what?
He's like a medic, but, with the Marines. Gloria pulled herself a few inches away.
Oh. You're military?
Yeah?
Are you enlisted or an officer?
Enlisted? Gloria broke contact with me.
I'm sorry, but I can't be with someone who hasn't been to college. They're just not smart enough for me.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't be with someone who's had more than 3 cocks shoved in her at the same time, so I guess we're both off the list tonight. Gloria shot me a look of hate, threw someone else's drink in my face, and stormed off. I turned around to the bar, grabbed a napkin, and wiped the beverage off my brow. Guessing from the taste, it was a White Russian. It's gonna smell good later.
Woman trouble?
A green-skinned woman beside me inquired. Not really. Nothing's really trouble if you take it in stride.
That's a good way to look at it. I wouldn't worry about her. She seemed like a twat anyway.
I gave the green woman a smile. Twat, huh? Interesting.
Why's that?
Because no one on this side of the lake used the word like that. How'd you learn English?
When we were in space, we picked up your planet's radio signals. A team of engineers was able to translate the signal into something we could understand, and teams of linguists were able to translate your language. So most of us learned your language through your visual media. I learned English from James Bond and the Doctor.
Well, I guess that explains the accent. The woman shrugged and took a sip of her drink.
The name's Penelope.
Hank. I extended my hand for her to shake. That's a very Earth-like name for a nail. What are you people called?
Fluorescent. The name thing is kind of a long story.
Oh, well, would you mind telling me about it sometime? I have to go find my friends before they get us all arrested.
I would be more than happy to.
She smiled, revealing extended canines. She wrote her number on a napkin and handed it to me.
It was nice to meet you, Hank.
Well, hopefully won't be the last time. I turned around to look for Ecialr and Doc. They were nowhere to be found. I looked back to Penelope and said, "Hey, would you mind if I take a picture with you?"
Okay.
Well, you're the first person like you I've ever talked to.
So I'm a novelty.
I tried not to stare at the 2 fangs on the edge of her lips. Strange and exotic. I opened the camera app on my phone. Penelope leaned into my shoulder and smiled at the camera. Thanks.
Good luck with your friends.
I disappeared back into the crowd and found Ecialr smoking outside. I lit a cigarette. Let's go find Doc. We walked around the block and down the alleyway between the bars. We found Doc eating out the bachelorette behind a dumpster. She was standing up with her legs spread. Doc was on his knees with his head shoved up her crotch. Her gut jiggled its way down below Doc's shoulders. One of her nipples was exposed. It resembled something halfway between a pancake and a tube sock with a baseball in it, and it hung well past her waist. I was trying to think of something crude to say before we were noticed, but Ecialr pulled out his phone and started recording the event on video.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Dude, let's both hide and record what happens, and then I'll edit it for like a video later, and we'll give it to Doc for his birthday or some shit. Ecialr nodded with a smile and hid behind some trash. I snuck around and found a spot to peeve from. We were in for a show. Doc started getting really into it. The bachelorette's belly trembled over Doc's back. She couldn't reach Doc's head through her fat, so she put one hand on her gut and the other on the tit that was still secured to garments. Samantha, the bachelorette, moaned, and her whole body shook. I guess you could call it a grunt, but the noise she made sounded more like someone stuck a nightstick up a horse's ass. Doc pushed himself out from under the beast, yelling,
You pissed all over me!
He tried to wipe the liquids off his face.
I'm sorry.
The bachelorette said. Doc leaned over and vomited on her shoes.
Oh, these shoes are brand new, asshole!
Samantha slapped Doc on the back of his head.
Bitch, you pissed in my mouth, and you're pissed off about your fucking shoes?
Samantha slapped Doc again.
Don't call me a bitch, I'm a lady!
Gloria exploded from the back door of the bar and stumbled on top of Samantha and Doc. She looked like she'd been crying. Mascara was running down her face and her hair was a mess. I thought, I guess that gangbang joke really struck a nerve. Gloria looked at the wet and dirty couple before her in bewilderment. She grabbed Samantha by the arm.
Come on, we're leaving.
The woman disappeared back into the bar. I motioned to Ecialr and we walked up to a Doc. Rough night, huh?
Fucking bitch!
He wiped his face with his shirt. Yeah, well, what kind of principles do you want from a chick who's about to get married and fuck strangers in alleyways? Doc grabbed the dumpster and pulled himself up.
Wanna get another beer?
Yeah, but I closed our tab here, and You smell like piss. Ecialr lit a cigarette.
I'm sure there's a dive bar around here somewhere that won't mind if we stink. The drinks will probably be cheaper too.
We stumbled to some other bar, ordered a few drinks, and blacked out. I came to again outside, howling at the moon. Doc was passed out face down on the pavement. Ecialr was pissing on the wall and singing his own lyrics to an old country song. I fell on my back laughing. Ecialr got me up and we dragged Doc through the city back to the Mustang. I dug the keys out of Doc's pocket and dumped them in the trunk. I started the engine and we hauled ass up I-5. Ecialr started calling people to see if there was a place to party or if we had to crash at the barracks. And I blacked back out. I was cold and my teeth hurt. And my throat was dry. I opened my eyes to the pavement. I didn't know where we were or how we got there. It was dark, but it was warm, like in the afternoon. I looked around. I was in someone's garage, surrounded by beer cans and plastic cups. There was a table with pools of dried, spilt beer. I was wearing women's sunglasses, the top half of a ghillie suit, and someone else's shoes. I pulled my phone out and tried to call Ecialr. He probably had a better idea of what was going on. I had 57 missed calls, and it was 3 in the afternoon. I opened my messenger app. All the missed calls were from Doc. I pressed call back. Before the first ring was over, Doc picked up.
Hank!
What's going on, man?
Hank! You gotta help me, man!
What's going on, dude?
I'm locked in someone's trunk. I called the police, but they have no idea how to find me. I'm probably in Mexico. The fucking cartels are gonna harvest my orchids!
Doc! I had somewhat of a violent coughing fit. Chill out. You're in the trunk.
What?
Yeah, passed out last night. We didn't want to drive on base shit-faced with a passed out guy in the back seat, so we dumped you in the trunk.
What? You fucking dick! Come let me the fuck out!
When I find you, I will. I don't know where I am.
What do you fucking mean you don't know where you are?
I don't know, man. I just woke up. Give me a few minutes. I hung up the phone and called Ecialr. He picked up. Hey, dude, where are you?
I'm in the kitchen, eating breakfast.
Okay. I put the phone back in my pocket and walked to the door in the garage. There were a bunch of Marines I recognized passed out on the floor. I walked over them to the kitchen and found Ecialr eating cereal. Ecialr looked up at me.
Sup, dude?
Falafler was in the kitchen. Hey, what's up, dude? Fuck if I know, man. I rubbed my eyes with the heels of my hands. Are we at your place? Yeah, you guys showed up around 2 last night, plastered. We played beer pong until about 5. I squinted at Falafler. Okay. I don't remember any of that. Yeah, well, you guys were hammered. I don't know how the fuck you made it on base. It's cool. Did I have fun? Oh yeah, can't you tell? You're wearing the party outfit. Yeah. I pulled off the ghillie suit and glasses. Thanks for putting up with us. Anytime, dude. Hey man, I'm gonna get rolling. My buddy's locked in the trunk. Ecialr's eyes were wide open.
Oh shit! I forgot about Doc.
It's whatever. He'll live. We walked outside to find the Mustang in the middle of the lawn. The grass was already starting to die where the antifreeze spilled out. We helped Doc out of the trunk and I drove us down to the 101 Cafe for chow. Thank God for 24-hour breakfast. I had been at that diner so often and gotten the same thing, they didn't even ask me what I wanted to eat. They just bring me my usual. I scarfed my food down, and when we got back to the barracks, I slept until Monday morning.
Oh man, there's like a million people in this chapter. Thank you for listening to Smokepit Fairytales Chapter 12. I would like to thank Chuck LaVoki and Dan Brady and Ainzwolf and Diane Spencer and Hannah Militello and Ash Nichole for, lending me their voices for this chapter. Thank you to all the people who support this channel on Patreon, and thank you to everyone that's gotten a war chest. Also, hey, I don't know where we're at with this, like with the scheduling and all, but also throughout the month of September, I will be doing live streams with the people that, my voice actor people. This book's already out on, Audible and all that, so there will be spoilers, so keep that in mind. Anyway, if you get any questions for those people, if we haven't done it already, go ahead and make sure to leave that in the comments, help get some meat for the channel. Blood for the blood god, meat for the channel. Meat for the channel. Meat for the blood god. Blood for the channel. The channel. Alright, anyway, I'll catch you around, y'all.